TFN Film Study is presented by PAM Health, the official rehabilitation partner of Penn State Football. PAM Health provides elite-level inpatient and outpatient physical care at over 70 hospitals across the country. Learn more at pamhealth.com.
Welcome into another TFN Film Study brought to you by PAM Health. So coming into 2026, there is a lot of new and a lot of change for this Penn State offense. And maybe the most important change, Anthony Donkoh, moving from right guard back to right tackle, his natural position. And that 2025 Penn State offensive line, we know that they had really, really high expectations, and they fell very short of those expectations. I think a big reason for that is Anthony Donkoh was playing out of position. He took one for the team and said, hey, if you need me to play guard, I'll play guard. And he didn't look the same. Anthony Donkoh, I truly believe he is going into 2026 and he is going to be the best form of himself and the best form of Anthony Donkoh that we've seen. This is the first time since going into that 2024 season that he gets to know I'm playing right tackle. I'm confident. I know that I am good out there because I go in and I watch that Clemson tape where it was really the first time all season he started at right tackle and played the entire game at right tackle. Outside of that, got some snaps against Ohio State, but that was really it. And he didn't look like the same Anthony Donkoh. He didn't look as confident. The pass pro, his feet were coming together, wasn't as physical in the run game. So I said, hey, the last time that he got that full offseason to prepare was 2024 going into that West Virginia game week 1. So I popped on that West Virginia tape, first ever start for Anthony Donkoh. And my hypothesis was correct. This guy was physical. His pass pro was legit. He looked like the future of the right tackle position for Penn State. And so I said, hey, let's compare these two tapes. Let's show you West Virginia 2024 and Clemson 2025, and how can he get back to that West Virginia game form. Now, guys, we got a lot of film breakdowns like this. We got the coolest film breakdowns coming at you guys. Hit that subscribe button so you do not miss it. Next week, we're coming out with Rocco Beck Deep Ball Film Study. And guys, if you miss throwing the football deep, if you missed the Trace McSorley days, throw it up. They're coming back because Taylor Mauser likes to throw the football deep, and Rocco Beck is dang good at it, and we're going to break down all that film for you guys. So hit that subscribe button so you do not miss it. But without further ado, let's roll the tape. All right, we're going to start out with Anthony Donkoh against West Virginia in 2024, and what really stood out in this one, his ability to get up on the linebackers and stay on them. So right here, we're running outside zone. He's got a combo block, what we call a double with Sal Wormley on this defensive tackle up to this linebacker. So he puts a hand into this thing, does a really good job kind of bumping this over so Sal can take this over, and then climbs up to the linebacker. Good job, good underbites. We get hands on this thing. We're running the feet, and I really like the way he positions himself so Singleton can cut this right off of his backside. Like, this is just really good IQ to understand, hey, I'm blocking this thing, but I know where we're trying to hit this, so I'm going to kind of wall it off this way so Nick can cut right off of my backside. That's a beautiful job of getting up on the linebacker, driving your feet, and even understanding, hey, how do I want to create this block and really seal this thing in for Nick to cut right off of it. So great job right there. Right here, you get the false snap, the whatever you want to call it. I still think this is a little bit of BS. If you watch 2 right here, you're going to watch the double clap, clap, clap. It made the ball go. But one thing I want to talk about is, like, Donkoh has to move off of a false snap, clap, whatever you want to call it, and watch how physical he climbs up to this linebacker, and boom! Do you see the physicality that he hits him with? Like, bang! You see how he throws him over and then is, like, still running on top of him, and he might have put him in the dirt if this play didn't end so quickly. But I just love the suddenness of how he's like, you see how late he is off the ball because obviously we had a weird situation here, but he stabs this foot in the ground and is just like full steam ahead, no hesitation. You want a full just shoulder pad full of Anthony Donkoh, I'm going to give it to you, and I'm going to stay on it, and I'm just going to keep running it. So the physicality was evident in this one. Okay, next play. Here we go. Watch him again. Does a really good job putting that hand out and just getting up on the linebacker, and same thing, just good position blocking here where we're running outside zone. We got the same double block here with Sal Wormley up to number 4. So he sticks this arm out, and this defensive tackle kind of loops back inside. So now he lines it up. He does a really good job slowing down. Look at him slow down. I want to note this, especially for later. He slows down, gets a really nice base here, and really walls this off. So If K-Tron would have been hitting this hard outside, it would have been that same thing that he did for Singleton, where he gets up on the linebacker, gets paws in, and really seals it off. Now, K-Tron just kind of stumbles, so ends up kind of just getting thrown off this thing. But once again, just the intent, the understanding of where to be, and just the great job of keeping a base while you're on the linebacker and really walling him off here against West Virginia in 2024. All right, now we go to the Pinstripe Bowl against Clemson. Very similar situation. You're going to get outside zone. We have a double with my guard up to this linebacker. And you're going to get the same thing, a slant inside. So he puts that arm out, he leaves it, and now we're on an angle to go pick up this linebacker. And you're going to see he kind of goes over the top. Donkoh tries to shoot his hands, misses, and then the linebacker's able to shoot down here, misses the tackle, but everything's jumbled up. I do appreciate big man's hustle right here. But let's look at it from the sideline view, and you're going to see this. Like when he climbs up and he's right here, there's just kind of like a little bit more of a lunge, and he doesn't really have a base here, so he kind of slides right off of it, so he's able to get underneath him, get back vertical, and disrupt the running back's angle. So right here, this is what I love. It's a little bit different. On the other ones, he was able to kind of hook the linebacker in and seal him in. Well, the linebacker really takes a hard angle outside. So when we get to this point, I'd love if we had a little bit more, like you see, like feet together. If we have a little bit more of a base, we could get on that backside and just run him and wash him down this way. And then the running back can cut right off of our backside, but doesn't have a base. I feel like this is where we're lacking a little bit of the physicality that we did see in the West Virginia game, that we didn't see as much in the Clemson game, and just the overall movement. Like I feel like the movement was a little bit cleaner, and part of that is injuries, and like I talked about, I don't think we were 100% healthy in this one, but you just miss right there. Now, later in the game, very similar situation with Donkoh here. You have that same double block. He slants inside, and I got to get up to the linebacker. And you're in a good position to, once again, just kind of wash him down this way. And he just ducks underneath it, is able to get vertical, and we're getting a TFL here in the backfield. This is where, once again, I just need you to be physical. I need you to get paws on. He just kind of misses. And this is, like I said, it was just a reoccurring theme that I saw in this game, where it was a struggle for him to get up on backers and be physical, and the overall movement wasn't all the way there. And it was a theme in the West Virginia game that getting up on backers and getting on top of them and being physical was a theme. So like it was the same thing that I was seeing. You kind of see it right here, where he's kind of just leaning and the hands are just kind of out. You see the forward lean, kind of duck of the head a little bit, and just misses him. So he's got to get back to that West Virginia Anthony Donkoh getting up on the linebackers and getting physical. All right, now we're going back to West Virginia to talk some pass pro right here. And you're going to see, I had a really good pass pro all day and did a really good job keeping a base. Everybody remembers this play. It's when we thought Trey Wallace was going to be the guy all year. Sorry. So one thing you're going to notice here is he does a good job staying pretty square, meaning that his hips stay fairly square to the line of scrimmage. You're going to open up a little bit as you go, but does a good job doing that. And the other thing I want you to notice in West Virginia tape, he keeps a base almost the entire time. Like there's these feet, there is always a base, does a great job re-biting those hands too, and just sitting down on this thing. And like I said, this is him as a very young guy, but hands kind of get outside a little up top. You see, and look at him take this hand, boom, re-bite it back underneath, and we like I said, keep a base and we sit down on this thing. Really, really nice job right there. Here we go. Later in the game, you're going to get a rusher. I love how aggressive he is on 8 and just getting paws in. Look at the rotation there with the elbow, how the elbow's out a little bit, this left elbow, and he's going to kind of rotate this up and in. Look at that, up and in, and just kind of lift that jersey right up. I really like that because then when 8 tries to make this inside move, Donkoh, once again, has a base. Just want to keep that in mind. When he tries to make the inside move, he almost gets picked off by this other defensive tackle, and he just throws 8 to the floor, and Vanga's able to use it as a tabletop and boom, throw his guy down. I absolutely love that rep right there. We'll toss it up to Mari Evans. That's a throwback blast from the past right there. But this is what I mean, like always keeping a base, getting hands in, you get the internal rotation with the hand, and then just the physicality of like, I'm getting my hip picked off by this guy, but I don't care. I'm just going to throw you to the ground, and then Vanga's going to do the rest right there. But the pass pro all day against West Virginia was really solid. Okay, here we go. Base this thing up. He's on top of me. And this one's a little bit more of a battle, but once again, you see him re-biting the hands. He's not as close to Drew as it actually really looked from this angle, but just battling all day long. So 2 steps, check out the wide base right here. Hand is outside, but I love the fact takes the hand off and watch him, boom, re-bite that back underneath. Once again, anytime he doesn't have a base, gets back really quick to keeping this base, and that's what allows him to have the anchor. So when you get this inside move, he just kind of posts down, still keeps that base, and he's able to be right there, stay on top of him. Like sometimes some of these reps are just battles. Yes, he got a little close to Drew in the pocket right there, but this is still a good rep where you're fighting. I love the technique that I'm seeing. I love your hands, and the biggest thing is I love those feet right there. All right, we are back to the Clemson game, still talking pass pro, and you heard me talk a lot about feet. And I think most people just look at this play. It was a cool little play where Rappleyea lined up as the tackle, and no one thinks anything. But here's what I see. Watch Donkoh's feet where they fully are going to cross over. So watch, as this defensive end is getting into Donkoh, watch this, what we call the post foot, the left foot, come behind the kick foot. You see that right there? That's a position you never want to be in as an offensive tackle. Now, he very quickly recovers, but this was a theme that I saw throughout the game where his feet out at tackle, and he hadn't played tackle in a long time. I saw a ton of this where the feet were coming together and almost to the point, not even together, almost they were overlapping, which is a place you really do not want to be in. Now, this play was fine. Nothing happened here because we got the ball out so quick. But let's go back to a couple other plays. I want to show you a two-play sequence right here. So we're going against 44, and once again, ball gets out really, really quick, so it doesn't matter too much in the grand scheme of things. But what 44 feels is Donkoh taking these big kicks. I want you to see this. Feet come all the way together. It did not look like that against West Virginia. And because his feet came together, when 44 kind of shucks him with this long arm, you see Donkoh go flying and completely lose his base. And if 44 had a little bit more time, he would be able to work this inside move back to get after Grunk. So that's the problem. When you don't keep a base in pass pro, it's not that you're just susceptible to a power move. You're susceptible to everything. You're susceptible to that inside counter move where you're just getting tossed upfield and all your momentum is going this way and you can't recover because your feet were together and you're really lacking a base right there. But he didn't get home. Very next play, 44 is thinking, guess what? I'm going to do the same exact thing. And now we're getting home for a nice hit on Ethan Grunkmeyer. He's not able to deliver as clean of a football. And so you're going to see it right here from the sideline view. Watch Anthony Donkoh's feet come fully together. They're basically both in the air. You're heel clicking here. And that's why he's able to throw him kind of upfield. Donkoh fully drops this leg, and I get a clean line to take a shot at the quarterback. And those are shots that we cannot have on the quarterback. So that's what I mean. Like, I really do like his hands here, actually. He misses with he goes independent hands. He misses with the left hand, kind of gets high, but he comes underneath with the right hand. It's a great job with his hands, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. His hands did get better as his career went on, but the biggest problem here is the coming together of the feet. This is what you can't have. He needs to get back to keeping that base like he had against West Virginia, because then what you see is because his feet come together, when he does kind of get thrown up the field, instead of being able to post down and kind of wash him this way in this direction, it's never going to be perfect, but wash him upfield. Watch this post foot fully drop. Fully drops it from up here to all the way back here, and what that does is gets a really soft inside edge to then just boom, straight down the line and hit Grunk. So that's why the feet matter so much of keeping that base, because it just gets you in a world of problems, a bunch of different things. Being able to keep power, giving the soft inside edge, all of that is an issue that leads to your quarterback getting hit.
FTV Film Study is presented by PAM Health, the official rehabilitation partner of Penn State Football. PAM Health provides elite-level inpatient and outpatient physical rehabilitation at over 70 hospitals across the country. We strive to make a meaningful impact in the lives of our patients by facilitating extraordinary outcomes and quality results in a compassionate and caring environment. Learn more at pamhealth.com.
All right, now we're staying in the game against Clemson, and one thing I want to give Donkoh credit for that he is better at now at tackle than he was against West Virginia in 2024 is the use of his hands in pass pro. Got a little Trevor Pena. Once again, what a great memory we got here in the Bad Boys Mower Bowl, baby. But Anthony Donkoh out here, talking about his hands, he did not have this in his bag against West Virginia, where he starts out, he's flashing this outside right hand, and that's what 44 sees. And then as 44 goes to swipe with his hand, look, he pulls them both away and then comes with the boom inside independent hand. and then comes over top with this right hand and gets that on and just washes him right up the field. So this is the type of stuff when he was younger, he did not do it. He was really just like a two-hand puncher, and that was all he was. He's gotten so much better with the use of his hands, and independently, that's something that Ryan Clanton really teaches. It was something that Trout only let you really do as you got older. So you're going to see more of this, and he's using it more and more in practice with Ryan Clanton. So I think it's going to be so much higher ceiling with him as he gets better and better with his hand usage in pass pro. One more time here against Clemson. I really like this inside hand move. Runs him around the edge. He's not even close to getting to Grunkmeyer right here. But you see this. You see the outside hand is kind of that bait for 44. And as 44 is going to work some type of move, pull the outside hand away, and boom, we come with the inside hand again, and he sees that inside hand's about to get swiped, so he pulls the inside hand, and then we come around with both hands right here, and then we're just going to ride him around the edge right here. Like I said, not even close to Grunkmeyer. That's a really, really nice job, but the independent hands is something he continues to get better at, and I'm really excited to see how Ryan Clanton has crafted them to even take to the next level in 2026. Now, we're still in the Clemson game, and let's talk about something that Anthony Donkoh has been good at since West Virginia all the way to Clemson, and that's washing down these down blocks of just taking a guy and just driving him and collecting it, and it's something that he's just always done a really good job of accelerating. And right here, what I really like is, like, this is all gets washed down. Quentin Martin has to bounce this outside. This is inexcusable to just run into the back of this right here. You got to get outside here. But Anthony Donkoh did a good job doing exactly what he needed to do, just washing that thing down, taking the movement, and just clearing it out. So that's a great job right there. Later in the game, we got the all-state hands in the way, but it's all right. You can see right through the hands to watch this down block. Accelerate, boom, and just completely fold him into the entire line of scrimmage. This was a glimpse of the physicality that we saw in West Virginia and really all the 2024 season, where he just washed guys, moving them out of the way. Now, there was too many guys in the box. You should have done something else because you had 3 guys off of the edge unaccounted for. But Anthony Donkoh, once again, did his job and did it in a physical manner right here. And then you go back to West Virginia, and you saw more of the same. Like, he's blocking down on a 4-eye and needs to just move this guy out of the way. You got Vanga coming across on that motion pull. And look at him just dig this out. 2 hands in and just move this guy all the way down. Like, this guy was trying to hold this gap. He moved him from over here all the way to over here. That was the Anthony Donkoh that was just physical in the run game, where this guy's putting 2 hands in and Donkoh says, I don't care. You're moving where I want you to go. And that's what he did a whole lot of in 2024. And then one more time, watch this. Same exact thing. 5 comes down. We're going to collect this movement on this down block and just run him. You get a little bit of help from the tight end, but look at him planting him in the ground. That's the physicality you got to get back to at tackle. And I think he will, being under Ryan Clanton, getting back to playing physical, not thinking, and getting to play at right tackle yet again. And then one thing, just one more time, I want to go back to Clemson. I want to give him credit for and talk about the biggest upside now from the West Virginia game to where he is now is the fact that he has so much more IQ. I love this type of play right here. So what you're getting is you're getting this outside zone. Anthony Donkoh is trying to reach this defensive tackle. Now he overreaches him right here. So a lot of guys would just kind of keep running, and if he keeps running, this guy can come down and make this tackle on the running back. Watch Donkoh. He says, hey, I overran it. I need to box out. He's going to sit back on this thing. Like, look, I'm looking for a rebound right here. Completely box him out, and we get a nice lane to cut right back off of. So if we can get back to the physicality and match that with the IQ that this guy has now and how good his hands are in pass pro, I think he can be one of the best tackles in the entire Big Ten.